Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Trigonometry is a very different subject than most of the math we encounter in our lives previously, and it takes a different way of thinking to understand. For that reason, many people just want to get it over with when trigonometry comes up in school. Nah, Ndik, Muhammad Farsandianto from 11th century, I will explain how a simple trigonometry can be in a wide range of relief applications. Trigonometry, simple, means calculations with triangles. That's where the trick comes from. It is a study of relationships in mathematics involving length, height, and angles of different triangles. The field emerged during the 3rd century, but before Greece. From applications of geometry to astronomical studies, trigonometry spread its application into various fields such as architects, surveyors, astronauts, physicists, engineers, and even crime-scene investigators. Now, before going to the details of its applications, let's answer a question. Have you ever wondered what field of science first used trigonometry? The immediate answer expected would be mathematics, but it don't stop there. Even physics uses a lot of concepts of trigonometry. Another answer, according to Maurice Klein in his book named Mathematical Thought from Ancient to Modern Times, proclaimed that trigonometry was first developed in connection with astronomy, with application to navigation and construction of calendars. This was around 2000 years ago. Geometry is much older, and trigonometry is built upon geometry. However, the origins of trigonometry can be traced to the civilizations of ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, and India more than 4,000 years ago. Starting from the basics, can trigonometry be used in everyday life? Trigonometry may not have its direct applications in solving practical issues, but it is used in various things that we enjoy so much. For example, music. As you know, sound travels in waves. And this pattern talk not as regular as a sine or cosine functions. It is still useful in developing computer music. A computer cannot obviously listen to and comprehend music as we do. So computer represent it mathematically by its constant sound wave. And this means sound engineers need to know at least the basics of trigonometry. And the good music that the sound engineers produce is used to calm us from our headache, stressful life, all thanks to trigonometry. Trigonometry can be used to measure the height of the building or mountains. If you know the distance from where you observe of the building and the angle of elevation, you can easily find the height of the building. Similarly, if you have the value of one side and the angle, the present from the top of the building, you can find another side in the triangle. All you need to know is one side and angle of the triangle. Trigonometry in video games. Have you ever played the game Mario? When you see him so smoothly glide over the roadblocks, he don't really jump straight along the y-axis. It is a slightly curved path or a parabolic path that he takes to tackle the obstacle on his way. Trigonometry helps Mario jump over these obstacles. As you know, gaming industry is all about IT and computers, and hence trigonometry is of equal importance for these engineers. Trigonometry in construction. In construction, we need trigonometry to calculate the following things, like measuring cells, loads, and areas, making walls parallel and perpendicular, installing ceramic tiles, roof inclination, the height of the building, the wavelength, edge, and the many other such things where it becomes necessary to use trigonometry. Architects use trigonometry to calculate structural load, roof slopes, ground surface, and many other aspects including sun shading and leg angles. Trigonometry in physics. In physics, trigonometry is used to find the component of vectors, model the mechanics of waves, both physical and electromagnetic and oscillations, sum the strengths of field, and use dot and cross product. Even in projectile motion, you have a lot of application of trigonometry. Do archaeologists use trigonometry? Trigonometry is used to divide up the excavation sites perfectly into equal areas of work. Archaeologists identify the different tools used by the civilizations. Using trigonometry can help them in this excavation. They can also use it to measure the distance from underground metal systems. Trigonometry in criminology. In criminology, trigonometry can help to calculate a projectile trajectory to estimate what may have caused a collision in a car accident, or how did an object fall from somewhere, or in which angle blood was shot and edge. Trigonometry in marine biology. Marine biologists often use trigonometry to establish measurements. For example, to find out how lakes level to different depths affect the ability of algae to photosynthesis. Trigonometry is used in finding the distance between celestial bodies. Also, marine biologists utilize mathematical models to measure and understand sea animals and their behavior. Marine biologists may use trigonometry to determine the size of wild animals from a distance. Trigonometry in marine engineering. In marine engineering, trigonometry is used to build and navigate marine vessels. To be more specific, trigonometry is used to design the marine ramp, which is a sloping surface to connect lower and higher level areas. It can be a slope or even a staircase, depending on its applications. Trigonometry used in navigation. Trigonometry is used to set directions such as the north, south, east, west. It tells you what direction to take with the compass to get on the straight direction. It is used in navigation in order to pinpoint a location. It is also used to find the distance of the shore from a point in the sea. It is also used to see the horizon. Other use of trigonometry. It is used in oceanography in calculation the high tides in oceans. The sine and cosine functions are fundamental to the theory of prediction, thus that describe the sun and likewise, and also using to programmer. Calculus is made of trigonometry and algebra. Trigonometry can be used to a rough horse to make the rough inclination in the set of single individual bungalows in the height of the rough building edge. It is used naval and aviation industries. It is in cartography, creation of maps. Also, trigonometry has its application in satellite systems. So, we can conclude that we can use the application of trigonometry in everyday life. For example, finding the height of an object on flat plane only by knowing the angle of inclination and distance of the observer to the object, and it also widely used in the field of science, architects, sales, and so many on.